Hey, me and Matt here, and I'm Killer Kyle. Welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. We have loads of fun here at Wheels of Fury, and welcome to another Summerslam.
Yes, it's that time again, Summerslam, baby!
You know, last year we had done best outside. Unfortunately, well, it's dark.
Yeah, it is almost 9 p.m. and it's dark out.
But we just did NXT. They should be awesome. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, SummerSlam is going to be taking place in Las Vegas.
Yeah! Vegas, baby!
I think that's a new stadium.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, if WrestleMania is any indication, because WrestleMania was also a stadium.
WrestleMania 9 was at the Julius Caesar's Palace in Vegas. So that was essentially like a sort of like a gladiator stadium, if you will.
Yeah, so I mean, that should be awesome. And it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
And I know there was rumors, but you know what? It's gonna be in Las Vegas. It's gonna be an awesome show. I almost fucked that up. And so, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Even if the matches aren't gonna be that fun. I gotta look at WrestleMania 33 through those clouded glasses, unfortunately, because a lot of the matches weren't that good.
Yeah.
So, but it was a nice atmosphere.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Allegiant Stadium should be, don't know what it's gonna look like yet, but I imagine it'll be, really cool stadium, good atmosphere, and hoping SummerSlam lives up to somewhat of a hype.
Yeah.
Well, not really that much hype behind it, but hopefully the ends justify the means, and it's actually not a terrible show.
No, I don't think it will be, and then this year it's going to be on Saturday. So, still, it's going to be early enough to not wait for the anticipation.
Yep.
I guess. So, yeah, here we go. For our first match, we have a triple threat match for the Women's Championship. We've got Charlotte Flair versus Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley.
This rivalry has been going on for quite a while now, but they've actually done really good with it. They've made it mean something. They've made it important. They are highlighting the Raw Women's Championship more than they have over the last couple years, I'll say.
Yeah.
And it's really still sad and bizarre and whatever other word you want to throw in there, the fact that they made Nikki Cross almost a superhero before putting the championship on Nikki, but I'll digress from that.
Yeah. You didn't need to do that.
No.
But apparently it was her decision. So, what can you do?
I mean, kudos to her for, wanting to go outside the box, so to speak. And, she does have a very positive message.
Yeah.
The superhero thing is, whatever.
I mean, watching Brian Zane in his video with J Biggs, and you know, he talked about how it feels like, and I'm probably paraphrasing, obviously, but the ESH character is kind of forced. I mean, she can only say that so many times.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what happened with Chad Gable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It was a great message, but after a while, it just seemed forced.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact that she's the champion.
Oh, yeah.
It's about time.
Yes.
And so, honestly, I think she should keep it.
Yes.
You know, Rhea had her time in the sun. And it's unfortunate that she got the Roddy Piper treatment.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that Nikki should stay the champion.
Oh, I agree. Nikki should absolutely stay the champion.
Interesting fact, though, because I heard, and that wasn't Wrestling with Regret, it might have been actually. Ashley was with Rick when he was at Triple Mania.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't see that part.
No.
But, yeah, you know what? If she goes to AEW, you know, stranger things have happened.
Well, yeah.
But what more can she do? She's already been the fucking Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't like her, I can't ignore the fact that she is the Grand Slam champion. In fact, she is that damn good.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, I still pick Nikki.
You might not pick her as a wrestler, but you gotta respect her as a performer and an athlete and, you know, a champion for sure. I mean, Christ, she's been put on a pedestal higher than, you know, not disrespecting any other woman that came before Charlotte, but like, Charlotte's been put on a pedestal way above them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki should. So, flip things over now to the SmackDown side of things. We got Bianca Belair. I don't know why I threw an accent on that, but whatever. Against a recently returned Sasha Banks. The balls.
And I knew for a fucking second that she wasn't going to stay face for very long.
Nah.
She came in, and I mean, to Mercedes' credit, I honestly believe it was her that came out, because when you come back from an injury and you can feel the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, WrestleMania had a crowd, but it wasn't as big as it has been in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So you feel that energy.
Oh, yeah.
But by the end of the night, you have Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks team together.
Yeah.
And as soon as the match is over, they're celebrating in the ring, and then the backstabber and a big statement.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to be a WrestleMania rematch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that Bianca needs to keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I like Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her a hell of a lot more than I did last year.
Yeah.
So, that being said, if this feud's gonna continue, then so be it.
Yeah.
But I want Bianca to go over.
Yeah. Bianca for sure.
I have a tag team match, player.
Holla, holla, holla.
The tag team SmackDown Championships.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Usos
Mm-hmm.
versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. And, you know, you put the titles back on the Usos. It's like, okay, good for them, long overdue, my opinion. The storyline that they had, you know, with Roman and Jay and Jimmy, and Jimmy out with an injury, and Jay, is Roman's right hand man, and main event Uso, having Jay in the main event picture. I mean, yeah, it was episodes of SmackDown, but good for him. Then Jimmy finally came back, and he was trying to convince his brother, like, hey, with the Usos again, be a tag team, and run with the tag titles, get another opportunity with the tag titles, win them, and run with them. We don't need him. He's dragging you down, and disparaging you, whatever. And Roman's just trying to convince Jimmy that, like, no, man, I've helped him, I've elevated him to the next level, and I can do the same for you. And then it seemed to be unwillingly, Jimmy was like, okay, fine, you're the tribal chief, the head of the table, the champion. And short time later, Usos win the tag titles from, of course, Ray and Dominic. And Jimmy and Jay are still as good as they've ever been. And, having them as the tag champions again is, I'm okay with it. I don't mind it. It's cool. I'm interested in seeing where the storyline is going to go. Because I got a feeling at some point Jimmy is going to maybe cost Roman the Universal title, and then, maybe that'll go into a feud with Roman and Jimmy at some point. I don't know. I mean, you can tell there is some reluctance there on Jimmy's part when he was like, okay, fine, I'll be, on your side, if you will, and, it'd be a shame to just, fade that off into the distance. Like, you gotta do something with it. You got something good there that you've built up. Go with it. Now, I mean, with the tag titles, being in the picture, we'll see what happens, but, like, don't let that die off. Work with it. As far as this match is concerned, like, it was really cool to see Ray and his son as tag champions. First father-son duo to be tag champions. Do they need the tag titles again? As far as I'm concerned, no.
So, hear me out, because for weeks you've had, it seems like, friction between the Mysterios. It's always Ray telling Dominic, nut up, do better. And I mean, that's what dads usually do, whatever. There has to be a certain point where Dominic has had enough. Now, I don't think Dominic will ever be a heel. But let's just say that SummerSlam, there's a turn. Now, there could also be Dominic actually being better, and them being the most dominant tag team. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But there's, I think, only so much Dominic can take. And hell, who's not to say that there's only so much that Ray could take? My son's losing matches. And whatever. Now, the Usos, yeah, you know what? A good tag team, and I know that Jimmy, or John, whichever, had the fucking DUI. I don't know why they gave him the titles when they did. I honestly think that this is going to be a good match, but I honestly do believe that the Usos are going to retain as well.
So now we've got this match, which was talked about and kind of highly anticipated, and we'll see what happens. How they went about getting to this match was stupid in my opinion. Anyways, you got Edge one-on-one with, I don't even know what the hell to call him now, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's doing the Messiah thing anymore.
No, and you said this to me actually. His theme music sounds like his old theme versus his new theme. I still don't hear it. But
Like, it seems like they took his theme song when he was, the Monday Night Messiah, and then, when he was doing the whole bass layer thing, and his theme song, Burn It Down, and they messed the two together.
yeah,
I don't know how you can't hear it.
I know. I mean, look. So you have Adam Copeland come back last year. He didn't win he did beat Randy at WrestleMania. And due to unfortunate circumstances, but I mean, it was Falls Count Anywhere.
That was not WrestleMania, that was Backlash.
No, Backlash was the greatest wrestling match. So, this year, Edge goes for the Universal Championship, and then he loses.
Right.
Then he has a match with Roman Reigns at the last pay-per-view, and loses. Is there any idea why you brought him back in the first place? You have Bill Goldberg come back and win the Universal Championship twice. You've had The Rock come back and won the WWE Championship. What the fuck is wrong with Edge? He is fucking stacked. He is angrier. He is meaner than ever. And yet, he didn't beat Roman. And yet, he didn't beat Roman with Danielson. So now, you have him with a match against Seth frickin' Rollins. Why? Well, alright, fine. That was gonna happen anyways.
Yeah.
So, this is what I want. Edge has to go over.
Yeah.
There is no fucking doubt about it. Because like I said in the last review that we did, he should have fucked off to AEW as soon as he lost against Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Because why the fuck did he come back? And yes, there's still time. There's still time. But have him beat Seth. Otherwise, why is he there? To lose? It doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. And yeah, I get it. He tore his tricep at the greatest wrestling match last year. And then he came back, and it just seems like all he's been doing is losing matches at pay-per-views. It's time to him to have a match, to have a win, and to move on to greater things. Because I know for a fact that he will have another championship match. So, on this day, I see clearly that Edge is going to beat Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
Okay, there's no need to bring Edge's theme song into this, and not to mention the fact that it was Seth that cost Edge the Universal Championship in the first place. Well, yes, I would say put Edge over in this one, and then if you have this as a longer rivalry, fine. Like, do something with it, and then let's move on from it.
That was totally by accident. And States Championship, you got Dashing Sheamus versus Damian Priest to take off Cody Rhodes when he wore the mask. Anyways.
Yeah, but Cody's mask was see-through, though. Sheamus's mask is, black. And I was watching Raw on Monday, and he was doing commentary with a match between Dane and I think Miz, and afterwards Sheamus is cutting a promo, and I'm listening to it and I'm going, it seems to me that the mask has made Sheamus sound nasally, if you will, and it's like, okay, Sheamus's nose cannot still be, broken by now. It's gotta be healed by now.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of the mask already. Like, well, maybe not that octave, but sounded there's some nuances of nasaliness. That's not really a word, but, go with it.
Yeah, I think that Sheamus definitely, I've said before, is a machine. And I mean, there's that match, and I honestly can't remember where it's from or who he faced. And he pulled a Terry Funk. Doctor, I need a doctor!
My nose! He broke my nose again! Where's the doctor?
Yeah.
Throw it back to Funk and Lawler, the empty arena match.
Yeah.
My eye! God, my eye! Get a doctor!
That's fun. But, yeah, so I mean, they had a match a couple weeks ago. So, it was almost like, hey, why do we want to see him wrestle again? But honestly, I think that the go-home show on Monday Night Raw was really good. The segment, anyways.
There were things about Raw that was really good, yes. A go-home Summerslam show, nah.
That's what I heard. But I think it's time to put the belt on Priest.
Yes.
I think it's time. And he's one of those guys that, and I noticed this on Monday, he says live forever.
Yes.
You have Kevin Owens with live on his shirt. Well, that's an evil thing.
Yeah. It says live and the E is backwards, so it's like you get the double entendre, if you will, live evil.
But you have that, and you think about somehow Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
These two guys coming from that place. Sami Zayn, I don't even know. Or he doesn't have anything that much resembles that, but still. I think that's pretty fucking cool. That they would take from that somehow. Now, Damian Priest has that cool, laid-back attitude that I think is awesome, and I know that people probably thought Bad Bunny was going to make another appearance.
I think that's a one and done deal as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because it was like, not that long after WrestleMania, they were talking about Bad Bunny going on tour.
Yeah, that's
So,
true, yeah.
I don't think what we say, well, I mean, if they use another song of Bad Bunny's for like a theme song for like a pay-per-view, he may appear on the show or whatever, but that's probably more than likely a one and done deal.
Yeah. But I'm still taking Damian Priest.
Yeah, I'm taking Priest too. Like, okay, Sheamus is a fairly good heel, and it's been entertaining, but like, Priest is due.
Yeah.
Honestly, Priest is due. And it seems to me as if early on it was talking about how Sheamus was doing it seemed like he couldn't figure out his identity. Outside the ring he had the hat, he had the wife beater shirt with the suspenders and the taped fist and, the trousers. then, you know, he'd have a match and he's got, you know, the trunks and the boots and the knee pads, and it's like, okay, it kind of doesn't make sense here. But now, at least it seems to make a little more sense.
Right.
That, you know, Sheamus is like ode to the street brawler days, street fighter days, you know, fighting on the cobblestones of Dublin, Ireland, whatever. He has that look about him, so it works. Needless to say, though, yeah, Priest is due for a title.
Yeah, okay.
And now we've got the Raw Tag Title match. You got Omos and AJ Styles against RK Bro. Okay then.
Can I ask what the shit's going on around here?
I don't know.
I mean, look, you got Randy Orton, one of the Viper. And I get it, as you get older, your character changes, and he's gotten a little bit more, I guess, caring towards the other wrestlers in a way. Trying to be a face, and that's all fine and good. But then you got fucking Matt Riddle, who's walking around like a Cocker Spaniel trying to find a fucking friend, and whatever. And you look at fucking Matt Riddle going teaming with Randy Orton, and yeah, I admit it's a pretty interesting tag team. But Jesus Christ, do you have to have this whole bromance thing? Yeah, I know, he's the king of bros, I get that. But Matt Riddle doesn't need to do that. That is stupid. You know, and the thing on Monday, I mean, in a way it was cool, but in a way it was just dumb. Randy Orton comes back last week, and then you have Matt Riddle acting all sad and shit because Randy doesn't want to team with him no more. But then, of course, this Monday, you have Randy accepting Matt into his tag team, whatever. And then now you have them going for the tag team titles against AJ and Almost There. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I mean, we all know how awesome AJ is. Almost definitely one of the biggest fucking guys in the business in the WWE right now. If the RK Bros win, then they have to do better than this. I don't know what else to say. I mean, AJ and Almost is a good tag team. You know, they've been okay as the tag team champions. But honestly, I don't know who I want to win. I really don't. It's just... when you think of bad writing, it's kind of like... and I said this before, there's campy, and then there's just straight up shit. And this is what I'm feeling when I see Matt Riddle and Randy Orton in a segment together. Or hell, well, whatever. Matt Riddle's Matt Riddle. He did much better than NXT. I'll tell you that much. But I don't know what's going on anymore. I like to see Almost and AJ go over because I want to know who else they can challenge. I'm sure there's a lot more they can do. Then again, RK Bros, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. Like, you have Riddle talking to Randy about, you know, this idea he's got RK Bro, you know, the team together, you know, things were going cool, and then Randy took a couple months off. When Randy came back, instead of picking up where they left off, Randy's like, okay, look kid, we did it, it worked, but, you know, I'm a solo guy, I run solo, you know. Why don't we just go our separate ways? I'll do my thing, you do your thing, and that'll be it. But Riddle being persistent and like not wanting to let the team die, and you know the fans clearly wanted to still see RK Bro together, and Randy finally was like, okay, even though I said no to you already, you've been persistent, and you know you've been pounding me about it and not letting it go, and you've earned my respect, kid. So yeah, we'll still be a team. We'll challenge AJ and Amos for the Raw Tag Titles. Well, it was readily said to the part of the challenge when the thing was going on with Riddle and Randy. AJ was like, yeah, you know, you shouldn't trust Randy. He's a Viper. He's the apex predator. You know, he was due to turn his back on me anyways, and you know that seemed to just fuel the fire more. And we got to where we are. I don't exactly understand why it's for the tag titles, but it is what it is. I honestly think it'd be friggin' funny and really interesting and entertaining watching Randy and Riddle as the tag champs. That would be something to see. I mean, can AJ and Omos retain? Yeah, for sure. I don't know how Randy and Riddle would get the win. Like, you got the tag titles on those guys. I think it'd just be entertaining and funny.
Okay.
I don't know if they will win, but like, say on the off chance they do, it'd be entertaining.
Okay. So now you have the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal versus
The sexy Scott Drew McIntyre. This storyline has been weird because, like, it's another case of like two friends turned rivals. But just like how they went about it is like, okay, kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure it'll be a good match. Like, you know, was hoping they okay. Like when McIntyre got beat up by Veer and Shanky, and they were dragging him out of the ring, up the ramp, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
You know, could have easily used that as your storyline. You know, Drew wanting to get retribution on Jinder for costing him another shot at the championship. And I mean, it did mention it, but it seems to be more the storyline is about Drew's late mother
Yeah.
and his Claymore being named after her.
No, I mean, this feud was kind of childish. You broke my sword. That's what she said. You broke my motorcycle. It's like, are you children or are you wrestlers? Like, I don't understand. And you have a history. I would think you would knock that off. I don't know. It's just, it's childish. I mean, it's one thing to have Kofi Kingston throw slime on Randy Orton's car because that was the only time that ever happened in that feud. But this was just like, I don't get it. I think this is going to be a good match, but the lead up, it wasn't even terrible. It was just, really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that being said, if I say Jinder, I don't know if I'm true to that.
Nah.
I mean, Drew has been getting a lot of wins.
Yeah.
And yeah, Veer and Shanky apparently are banned from being at ringside, so... Hell, I'm still gonna say Jinder. Because how many times are we gonna see Drew win and win and win? Like, what was his last loss? Randy Orton?
I think so, yeah.
So, honestly, yeah, I want to see Jinder Mahal go over because his time when he was the champion, it just wasn't that good. But now that he's back, I think he could have a much better run. I mean, he's not the champion, obviously. But...
No. I mean, there's a lot of potential with Jinder and Veer and Shanky, but like, they've been so focused on this rivalry with Drew and doing all these really childish antics that the potential is lost.
Yeah.
And like, why, when they brought in Shanky, why the hell didn't they bring in the other guy that was partnering with Shanky? The other giant motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, you know, nothing against Veer, you know. He's a big dude himself, but like, if that was me, and I wanted two, you know, bodyguards, if you will, I'd pick those two motherfuckers.
I mean, when you look at NXT, and you had these two Punjabi guys coming in and raising hell with what's his name? The big black... whatever. He's with Roderick Strong.
It's the guy in the suit?
I guess. He was their manager.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then they probably were there for a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Because where the hell were they ever since the first debut?
Well, they did have that event, probably 6 or 7 months ago, and thereabouts,
Yeah.
highlighting all of the athletes from India, and they had Shanky and I can't remember the other guy's name in a match.
Yeah.
And then I think they also had Veer and his partner involved, and then you had Vita, is her name?
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
The hell happened to her?
who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, well, who knows what happened to what's going on with a lot of those people that participated in that event. Anyways,
Yeah.
I honestly think Drew's gonna go over.
Oh, yeah.
When Drew gets his hands on Mahal is gonna get a thrashing.
Yes.
And
We have this match. We've got Eva Marie with Piper Niven. I'm sorry, Dewdrop
I know.
versus Alexa Bliss. And by the way, I know I said this a couple weeks ago on Twitter, but what the fuck? We're here now. Happy belated 30th to the goddess. Anyways,
Yes, happy belated birthday to the guys. And what the fuck is with this? Like, Jesus goddamn Christ. You've got Alexa. I mean, it seems like they made her a face, which is, I guess, whatever. They've made Lily humanized, or whatever the fuck. Dewdrop, blow my ass with that one. And in my honest to God, heart of hearts opinion, if they did now what they're doing with her, did this her first go around, guess what? She would have never left the fucking company! Or been released, whatever the fuck it was. Like, okay, this is character, it's personality, it's stupid ass storyline, but like, you're finally going somewhere with her. And it's about goddamn time. There was endless potential for her when she was at the WWE, her first go around. And you dropped the turtle with her then. Why? I don't fucking know. And she left and was doing Broadway, I think, or stage performing of some kind. And you bring her back and it's like, okay, good. We've got her going somewhere now. You bring in Piper Niven, which is cool. You give her a stupid goddamn name. Like, is the creative in WWE that fucking lazy? You can't come up with a better name than Dewdrop? Dewdrop my ass! And, you know, this whole thing with Alexa Bliss is... I mean, she's become popular. How and why, I don't fucking know. But, like... And this storyline, like... Over Lily... being... a humanized... friggin... what are they called? Dolls you stick the pins in. Voodoo doll.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Like, you think this storyline with gender and Drew is stupid? This is 10 times fucking worse. It makes no sense. There's no purpose behind it. Yeah, you got Eva as this mean bitch, basically. And you got Dewdrop as your lackey, and then we got Alexa and Lily, and Lily's intimidating Dewdrop. And it's like, why? Come on, Piper, like, Piper was, like, there was so much potential for Piper watching her on NXT UK, and you bring her up to the main roster and you fucked it up the ass. I don't even give a shit who wins this match, honestly. And you can also take this rivalry, ball it up nice, sign it up nice, turn it sideways, and stick it up your ass.
You know, this all goes back to last year. You have Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman and this whole fucking thing that they had to do because in real life they're friends. So let's put them in an angle. And then you have Bray Wyatt. He's again stalking her at the end of the night. And then, of course, week after week after week after week after week after week after week, you have Alexa fall for Bray Wyatt. To the point where now she's dressing like him. And she's acting like him. Okay. You got them at the Firefly Funhouse. They're actually a team. And that's pretty fucking cool. The match at WrestleMania was the shits. You had Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton wrestle. Why the fuck did you have to do that nonsense again? And then Alexa Bliss comes out and looks like Papa Shango put a curse on her because she got black shit coming down her face. And that cost Bray Wyatt the match. And then Wyndham Rotunda gets released. Fuck you, Vince. So, Alexa Bliss continues this whole goth thing and whatever, and she's pretending to hypnotize people, and she's doing the whole double jointed thing and everything else and in between. And now you got Jessica Rabbit coming back, and she's got Piper Niven with her, calling her Dewdrop, making an ass out of her. And what the fuck is with this doll? You didn't need that. You didn't fucking need that at all. Lily. And then you have a match with Alexa Bliss and Piper Niven. And Piper goes to get the doll, and the fucking thing winks at her, and that causes Piper the match. I agree with Kyle. End this bullshit immediately. Abort mission. This is the stupidest idea that anybody can ever come up with. Period.
The two main titles now.
Hell yeah.
So, on the SmackDown side of things, you've got the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, being challenged by Super Cena, John Cena.
I know. I never thought I would see that again. And you know, this all goes back to what I said about Edge. And so I thought, alright, they're saving the belt for somebody else. And then out comes John Cena. Now there's a thing going on the dirt sheet, and it seems like Joe Anoa'i is talking smack about CM Punk, and I can't remember who else.
Brock, I think.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yeah. Talk shit about your own cousin.
Yeah, that was see, and I don't know if it's real or fake, so that's why I used his real name. That's beside the point. So, I actually have the hamster on my wheel. So let's say Roman retains. Now, the match that we're going to talk about, Kay Goldberg's back. Spoiler! Let's say Goldberg doesn't win this match. We still haven't had that match with Goldberg and Reigns that we were going to get at WrestleMania 36. So, if Roman retains, it should be Roman Reigns versus Bill Goldberg for the Universal title. Or, let's say John Cena wins. What feud did it become popular in the late 2000s?
A lot of the rivalries Cena had at that point in time were with Randy. Outside of that, there's a lot of people.
Well, if you haven't watched the Untold episode, you had this epic rivalry with John Cena and Edge.
Yeah.
A rivalry that, and it was basically even. Now that Edge is back, if John Cena wins this match, imagine, and this is a ways away, I understand that, but if you sell it properly, you have, at WrestleMania 38, John Cena, Edge, Universal Championship. Think about that. The feuds that could have been at WrestleMania. John Cena, Randy Orton comes to mind. If John Cena and Edge wrestle for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, how epic would that be? Because Edge is here. Edge is still wrestling. And yes, there could be many other opponents for him to wrestle. But this feud makes sense. And I don't know how long John Cena is going to be in WWE for.
Yeah.
But think about that. That would make a lot of fucking sense. So, that being said, I honestly really can't pick a winner for this one.
Okay, so you've got a lot going on there. For one, I don't see a ghost chance in hell of Punk returning to WWE. Two, Roman and Goldberg. There's still potential for that. How they'd work that, I don't know. Cena and Edge? It would be good. I don't know if WWE will do that again, though, in my opinion. So, I mean, Goldberg and Roman could work. But there is something, I have a feeling it's gonna happen. They'll talk about it in a moment. That being said, I honestly think it's due time for Roman to drop the title. Okay, Cena, it doesn't really matter if it's going to be him, but I honestly think it's time for Roman to lose the title.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can have him wrestle at Payback. Because that would mean that he had the title for a whole fucking year.
Yeah.
It's just... It would have been cool to see Roman Reigns versus Bill Goldberg. And I'm glad that didn't happen at WrestleMania 36. To have those two wrestle in front of a live audience, holy shit. And I mean, I don't want to see Bill Goldberg as the Universal Champion again. I really don't. And on the other hand, you have Edge and John Cena. Now, Edge can't do half the shit that he did in 2006. That's a given. But to close a chapter in that rivalry, and we all know that the Rated R Superstar is still there.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking chance in hell if they see John Cena heel turn.
No.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about Goldberg and Goldberg being back, he came back 2 weeks ago to challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. And I got a feeling Goldberg's gonna win.
So, that's another thing. Because, and I hate to bring things up again, but you have these guys who come back for 2 years, like Edge. Edge come back in 2020, and he's still there. There is no telling how long Bill Goldberg is going to stay in WWE. He was the Universal Champion, and that's fine. I don't know how long, I can't remember actually how long he stayed before he lost to Braun Strowman. The fact of the matter is that if Goldberg wins the WWE title, and I'm really hoping that can happen, because there is that dream match, I guess, with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, which may or may not happen. I just think that it would be cool for Bill Goldberg to cap off his career in the ring as the WWE Champion. Yes.
Yeah.
He was the World Champion. Yes. He was the Universal Champion. But even as a 19-year-old that used to play with his figurines, yes, I played with figurines, fuck off, I had Goldberg as the WWF Champion. The WWE Champion, as it were. I want to see this. I want to see Goldberg as the WWE Champion. That's if he doesn't fuck his own head up coming into the ring and having a concussion making him lose the match. Hashtag foreheads to doors. But that would be pretty cool. On the other hand, Lashley has been dominant. And again, you think, okay, if Goldberg loses, who's next for him?
Yeah.
Pardon the pun. So, honestly, it's a coin toss.
Meh. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to take away from both of them. But we've seen Bill Goldberg in the ring, and sometimes it was the shits. You know? I'm sure Mark Calloway wants to forget the dumpster fire in Saudi Arabia. And I know Bret Hart still has ill feelings. Yes, it was I don't care if it was an accident. It shouldn't have happened anyway. You know? It's just... if it happens, it happens. I just don't know at this point. Because if he doesn't become WWE champion now, then he might as well just stay the fuck away from the ring. And I'm sure Gage is going to be at the point where when he gets a little older, he's going to step into the ring. He's already a machine like his father. So let's see where that goes. But, in the meantime, yes, I too want to see Bill Goldberg go over.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So this is going to be a good show. I can't wait. And, what? Oh, no, that's bad. Do you want timeout? What? You want to kill Kyle? Bad! Anyways. Not enough of that. For me, Matt. Mrs. Killer Kyle, do you have anything you want to add?
Aside from that god-awful joke, NXT 36 is going to be really, really good. SummerSlam, it's looking like it's going to be a good show. That match with Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie, well,
Yeah.
aside from that, the rest of the card looks good. And, you know, also Glory by Honor, that's going to be a packed card as well.
The review's coming up shortly.
And, you know, you've got Emergence tonight.
Yes.
And you got SmackDown, that's almost over.
Yeah.
MP's First Dance, I think that's almost over too.
Mm.
Emergence is probably, I think, got a little more than an hour left. Then you head into the weekend and you got Glory by Honor and TakeOver 36 and SummerSlam, so, whoo, boy.
Lots of fun, a great stacked weekend, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome, regardless, so... yeah, we'll talk to you next time. Deuces.
Peace!